I am Cindy Reopelle, and I'm the principal at Gonzaga Prep. I am also a spiritual director and board member for the Spiritual Exercises in Everyday Life program in Spokane, sponsored by the Jesuit Apostolic Works. During Lent and the Easter season, the mystery of God's love, revealed through Jesus, takes on a distinctive, even shocking character. After weeks of focusing on the passion and death of Jesus, after journeying with him through his betrayal, suffering, and death, we grow close to Jesus. We develop a personal relationship with him. We may have personally reflected on the times we have been betrayed or abandoned and gained a greater understanding of how Jesus felt and the hurt he experienced. We may have deepened our friendship with Jesus and grown in our love for him. As we all know, it is always more difficult to suffer with, walk with someone we love, someone we know intimately, someone we fear losing. The good news of the Easter season is that from that sadness, that suffering and death, comes the resurrection, the new life. Appreciating the unity of the mystery of Jesus' death and resurrection provides an important vision for our daily lives and service. If we only experience the pain and suffering in the world, the evening news, the violence, the horror of war, life becomes very dark. We can find many reasons for a lack of joy and hope, but in the end, joy and hope are always possible, born in the resurrection of Jesus. Our prayer during the Easter season begins with our own personal discovery that Jesus is risen. We should not expect our experiences of the risen Jesus to be wildly extraordinary. Jesus appears in the everyday events of our lives. I love teaching and working with adolescents because you can find the risen Lord in our youth. If you're attentive, you can find the risen Jesus in the classrooms, hallways, athletic fields, theater, and chapel of a high school. But there are days when I struggle to find much humor in the behavior of our students. Sometimes I feel my patience melting, or I am discouraged by their attitudes or actions. At those times, if I look into the faces of our students, see the joy in their eyes, even if it is just above their mask, hear their laughter, and chuckle at their spirit-filled behavior, I can find God. I am able to experience the risen Jesus in our students, in the mother advocating for her child, in the faculty member expressing concern or fear, or simply advocating for what they believe is best for our community. Finding the extraordinary in the ordinary is part of this Easter season, this Easter experience. Finding the risen Jesus in the very ordinary events of our daily lives is one of the graces of Easter. We all know that absolute look of delight, of joy in the face of a child or in the face of a loved one. The resurrection brings that pure joy to Jesus' followers. Jesus' appearances after the resurrection help the disciples believe that the unexpected has really happened. Jesus is alive and present. We are encouraged to watch for and experience the appearance of the risen Jesus. This appearance happens in unexpected ways. An early morning sunrise, while walking alone or with a friend, while praying quietly or with others, breaking bread with family or friends, having a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. Whatever the time or the place or the circumstance, the experience touches your heart. you experience Jesus saying, "I have risen, and I am still with you." There are so many ways to experience the risen Jesus, if only we are open, patient, attentive, and ready to warmly welcome those experiences. In the story of the road to Emmaus, the disciples recognized Jesus in the breaking of the bread. During an apparently ordinary meal, the unexpected and the extraordinary happened. The questions we can ask ourselves as we enter into the Easter season are, where do we recognize the risen Jesus? And what are the resurrection moments in our lives? As we enter into the resurrection of Jesus, we experience his love and joy. We follow Jesus into the joy of the resurrection. We realize that all is gift. We respond with gratitude, and we pray for the grace to embrace Jesus' joy with a grateful heart.